Hello everyone and welcome to another video of me playing Formula 1 2021 like absolute garbage. Hope you enjoy it as usual. The soundtrack for the F1 2021 game is amazing. Thought I'd just give it a quick shout out before we get into the usual shenanigans. So here we go. We are in Spa, starting in P2. And we get off to a pretty okay start actually. Normally I'm veering off to the left or right, but this time I've kept it straight. I've gone a bit wide to make sure I don't get hit, but I've been hit anyway by Ferrera 2004. And we're going to try stay away from Vea C. And he's taken himself out. See, if you go up the inside on Eau Rouge, you're not going to come out ahead of the other person, so yeah, should have done a bit better. But the title of today's video is getting greedy, and that's really the theme for what you're going to see. So there's the first piece of greediness, and by the end of this first clip you're going to see just how greedy I can get sometimes. So pretty normal first couple of sectors, first two sectors really. Usual chaos within the first couple of corners, and we're getting very close to Ferrera, who's decided to go wide, and let's see if we can get close to him going into this next segment. So I've gone a bit wide, but so has Smarty, and as usual the name of the game is let the front two, or let whoever's in front of you, just take each other out and you pick up the pieces. So Ferrera goes really wide there. Maybe he was giving me a bit of space and being cautious, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. And we are charging right up behind Smarty, and I've got my ERS on, I'm going down the inside, and I've wiped myself out. I have to take responsibility for that one. Okay? Yes, Jeff, I'm okay. Thank you very much. Okay, yeah, I put myself in that situation being naive that he wouldn't come back on the line. So it was his line. Yeah, I take full responsibility for that one. I was just a bit too eager trying to get that P1 position. But anyway, we're now in Sochi. And we get a really good start this time actually, and we're in P5. I had to lift off there quickly, as you saw, just so that I don't go flying into the back of TH412 blah blah blah. I don't know what his name is. All right, so being not so careful, not really paying attention to track limits too much, and just flying through everyone, and once again letting everybody in front of me just battle it out. And P3 and P2 are already squabbling. Somebody went flying off there, as you saw on the back, and we're going to try and get as close as possible. Bits flying over everywhere. Does that really make any difference to the floorboards? I'm not really sure, because this game's damage model is a bit iffy, because they said it would be one thing before release, and then when they released it the damage model was completely different, so I'm not sure exactly what's being affected. So Stretched Cal and Steen June are going next to each other. Steen June somehow decides to go into the wall, and I've used my Lewis Hamilton level of intuition to say back off for a moment, and they very kindly just give me P2, just like that. How kind of them. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the name of the game. Stay back and let the chaos in front of you unfold. And a bit of greediness from them gives me P2 quite easily. Alright, on to Silverstone. And I just noticed, actually, I have this weird habit of looking behind me just before the lights go off, even if there's no one behind me. I don't know why. Maybe I'm paranoid. Someone will just come charging up the back. But we're in P6, back of the grid, back of this very small grid. And we nearly go flying into the back of Ryan Lewis, as one person has already wiped themselves out. And this should be an interesting race. The pace is pretty good from everyone. I think I disqualified myself due to track limits. But using ERS, we're getting right up next to Flow Beach, and we're getting past him. Sorry, no, not Flow Beach. Ryan Lewis. So, is this going to be a Max Verstappen versus Lewis Hamilton moment? I'm going up the inside because he stayed on the outside. Let's see who comes out on top. Okay, I lifted off. I didn't really want to tangle with him there. He gave me plenty of space as well. So let's see how we do through Maggots and Beckett's. Yeah, pretty good. No track limits violation there. Surprised that one didn't get track limits violation. And we've made it through that tricky fast left-right. I'd say that Silverstone is easily one of my favorite tracks, as I've given myself a track limits violation there. I almost go flying into the back of him, and yeah, I need to be more careful because I could just really hurt my race and his race. I could torpedo him Kvyat style, and you're going to see me get much closer in the next few corners as I go really wide there. If you jerk the car too much through these corners with a good Silverstone setup, you will lose traction and go flying off. What setup do I use? I just look at TRL Limitless, to be completely honest. I just take all the setups he uses. They work really well for me. Okay, we set a purple sector 1, and that tells us that our pace is really good. We're getting right up inside Ryan Lewis, man, hoping that he makes a mistake. He's giving us space again as he shifts back to the left and opens the door for us on the right. Am I going to... Oh, wait, no. Hold on.
What has happened? We need to know who's going to come out in front as we see
Lance Stroll. Anyway, we're back. Did I make it past him? No, I gave him loads of space. He returns the favor. And I end up still behind Ryan Lewis, man. And almost pushing him through like a train through Maggots and Beckett's, but still behind him. And this is really fun. This is the type of race that you want. Two people giving each other plenty of space, having fun on the track, and let's hope I don't go flying into the back of him. So P1 is right in front of us. As I say that, I've just almost gone into the back of him. P1 is in front of us, going through this chicane now, so we can still win the race if we can get past him, because we clearly have the pace going off the sector times. So, okay. On to lap 3. Yes, thank you, Jeff. DRS is now open already. So, let's see, can we get close to him? Almost go flying into the back of him again, but somehow didn't hit him for the 3rd time. And I'm trying to get a nice tight entry so I can shoot myself out the exit. I've got DRS, I'm using my ERS. I'm going to fly past him on the inside of this corner here. Can I hold it together? I'm giving him space. I can feel him bumping into the side of me. He's still there. I'm staying a bit wide so I don't go into him, but he pulls out, and he's lost a bit of time. I can't help but feel that he thought he'll just use some drag and catch up, but we fly past him, and P4 was ours. Okay, Francois Paul Ricard. There's the Australian flag on the left over there supporting Daniel Ricciardo, who is not in attendance in today's race. And we start at the back of the grid as usual, because I've either crashed out or disqualified myself, who knows. And there's already carnage, absolute carnage, going into the first corner. Someone has already crashed. So, let's see. We've picked up 3 places. Is it going to be a 4th as we battle with Zobin? Let's see. No, we look up the inside, give him a little nudge, but we don't really make any progress. Luckily, no wing damage either. So as we go down the straight, I just thinking to myself, I like the engine noise. I'm guessing everybody has the Mercedes as someone goes flying off to the side over there. I like the Mercedes sound, but I'm a huge fan of the Honda engine, and I think that in the future game, in the next version, in F1 2022, they should give you the option to pick your engine when you want to play online. Now that I've said that, I can tell you right now that I bet loads of people are going to pick the Honda engine because it is the best sounding engine. It's better than the Renault. It's better than the Mercedes. It's got character. And that's why when I play multiplayer, where you choose existing cars, I go for the AlphaTauri. Not even the Red Bull. I love the AlphaTauri, so that's what I go for. Now, back to the race. I'm getting really close to Zabine. I give him a little bump over there as we enter the second lap of a 13-lap race. So this is the ranked race with more laps, 25% lap distance, and we're getting closer again. We're using our ERS. We've got decent enough pace because P1 is right in front of us. As Zobayan chucks it down the inside, we managed to avoid its ends somehow through great skill, and we're going to try get good traction, fly out around these corners, and using our ERS. No DRS just yet because it's only lap 2. And I'm losing my racing line, so I just pop out, get a little quick peek of where the racing line is so I can brake nice and tight. And in we go through it. You might lose a bit of traction, that's why you have to be careful going through that chicane. And there's some exciting battling going on ahead of us for P2. And someone's going very slow there, and we've just gained 2 positions. Lucky us. We're now in the podium position, so let's see how much progress we can make, because we clearly have the pace to keep up with the front runners. I try to look on the outside, but a bit too excited, and me and Zobayan just put our foot down anyway, even though we're off the track, and followed through. So, like I said, title of this video, getting greedy. You're about to see it again. But who's going to be the greedy person? You're going to find out in a minute. So, we're entering lap 3. DRS should be activated. There you go, thank you, Jeff. So, we fly inside, no real space to overtake anyone, but we get track limits because we're a bit too excited. And I'm looking down the inside of Zobayan, but there's no space, as I almost go flying into the back of him again. Front 3 are bunching up, we're really pulling the gap to P4. And Zobayan's gone wide, so I put my foot down, go through, and yeah, he's decided to.
Let's just hold on. No, I'm not having this. I'm not having this. No.
Yeah, I think Eddie Hearn there sums up my feelings pretty accurately about how I feel about that one. So we're back in Spa, and we're in P8. Almost at the back of the grid again. I guess someone disqualified themselves quicker than I did. And pretty uninteresting turn 1. Normally there's complete carnage in Spa because it's a tight right-hander and online races always have some variety to it. And we've already picked up a position going up into Eau Rouge. I don't know about you guys, but I either have to lift off or go down 1 gear to maintain traction. Otherwise I'll go spinning off. Some people are able to leave their foot down and go up, like in F1 2020, but I'm not able to do it. So going into this corner, wow, that is a pretty good reaction. Well done, Mercurial Muro. So we avoid the flying car in front of us. Normally I would be taken out because I have terrible luck, but we've made it past. And we have P4 and P3 right in front of us. Sebastian Vettel battling with Max. And let's see how this goes. So Max goes really wide and opens the door for us a bit just to catch up to him, but he closes it just in time going into this corner. And once again, me doing my best to not go flying into the back of him. One of these days I probably will do a good impression of Daniel Kvyat, but today is not the day. Today is a day of greediness. A bit of Max in my blood just going for corners, or Danny Rick with the dive bombs. So getting really close going into these corners, using my ERS. And as I see the line go yellow, I turn it off because I'm worried I'm going to lose traction as I've done before. And going in front of Max, who decides to shut the door on me just in time, a bit like his namesake, Max Verstappen. And he goes flying wide. We get better traction using our ERS and trying to get ahead of him. But once again, not close enough. Although he does give us space this time. He stays on the inside. So we try to come back on him. Try to do the old switcheroo, and it works because he doesn't get as good traction as us. We bump him out a bit, and like I said, I'm lifting off, and he comes around the outside and he wipes us out.
What happened? Let me know you're okay.
Now, here's the thing. Part of me thinks that it's my fault, but the other part thinks, should he have come back onto the racing line after being out there? To the left. Yeah, that is how I felt. Except I'm on the PS4. Okay, on to Bahrain. So we get a good start, pretty decent start. We're at the back of the grid again. I'm not like TR Limitless or anyone like that who doesn't do qualifying and chooses to be at the back. I'm just that rubbish that I do something to myself and start at the back. But I've got good pace to pick it up on the race day, a bit like Carlos Sainz, and patient enough to let other people take themselves out. So we've already picked up 3 places going into the first couple of corners, which shows that my tactics do work, making up for my poor qualifying skills, as another person goes pretty wide and we take advantage. He tries to stay with us and I just push him out wide. Screw him, who cares? Alright, on we go. So sometimes being greedy can help. It means that you can pick up positions, and sometimes it means that you put yourself in a position where you wipe yourself out. But in today's clip, I'm going to gain positions. So we're in P5, we started P8, we've made 3 positions in the first lap, and the top 3, sorry, not the top 3, P1 has run away with the lead. 3, 4 and 5 are in front of us, and we are going to do our best to catch up to them and overtake them. And this is the point in the race where I'm licking my lips. I love this because one of them will inevitably wipe themselves out or wipe someone else out. That's a free position, and the other 2 will keep squabbling, and then I will pick that one up too. And as I say that, there we go. He wipes himself out. So we've picked up P4. Thank you, Jeff. I didn't know that. And now we have 2 people in front of us squabbling away, and that means we're going to pick up another free 2 positions. People, name of the game. Sit back and watch the chaos unfold in front of you. But in this case, actually in this race, I'm going to go for it. So we're doing our best to catch up to P3 and P4. Sorry, P3 and P2. And going off the last lap where we set a purple sector 3, I think that we have the pace to get past these 2. So, ERS activated. We are 1 second behind Danny Drum, 1996, who is 1 year younger than me, if that's the year he was born. And going into lap 3, we're going to have DRS, as we're now 8/10ths behind Danny Drum. So let's see how close we can get to him before the final corner. Alright, so we're going to have DRS this lap. I'm not using my ERS as they're not really getting away from me too much. I go flying into the back of Danny Drum because I've just misjudged my braking point. Really scruffy through there because I'm just shit. Okay, so Danny Drum has gone pretty wide, and that's given us the opportunity to catch up with both of them a bit, as you can see I'm 5/10ths down compared to the last lap due to that mistake I made earlier. So we are very, very close because they keep squabbling and can't get away from us. And now we're 8/10ths behind going into this straight, which means that hopefully going into the final straight will be much, much closer. So DRS on, ERS enabled, and we are 9/10ths, 8/10ths, going to be 7 going into this corner. They're squabbling some more, push each other out really, really wide. I was hoping for them to wipe each other out, but a little bit of sensibilities there, and we're still behind them, banging their wheels, hoping to get a really good slipstream. But I'm thinking, hold on, if I just sit back for a moment, maybe something will happen again. So I hold back, and I'm going to follow them through. I'm going to use my ERS to get a good slingshot, and now I'm going to use my DRS because Steve doesn't have it. I switch to the right, and I'm going to go flying past both Steve and Danny Drum. So Danny Drum goes pretty wide there as he tries to defend me, a bit scruffy from himself, and I just go right random. And that is P2. Thank you very much. Alright guys, my mum always says end on a high note, so that is the end of this video. Thanks for tuning in. See you soon.